Hi, Sarah. First, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I'm so thrilled that we're going to actually start doing this because this is like the first time we've ever made videos that made it onto the internet and not just random places and me talking to myself and then never posting things. Um, I actually really enjoyed your first video. I'm very happy that that's your first subject that you wanted to talk about because I definitely can agree with you. It's really tough to get started. I would definitely think um, with this kind of project, even though it's ridiculous amounts of fun. And like you said, one of the reasons is that you start thinking, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if my parents don't like it? What if my school teachers don't like it? And it's one of those things that I actually had a really good conversation with Anita last night. But we came up on this subject, and she said something that really amazed me, and it kind of just struck me. And it doesn't matter. It can be about confidence when you do things like this, but she told me that there are really two times when you are really good at something, and it's when you're either really confident about something or really passionate about something. And I really think that that's what matters here. Because, I mean, I love you and I love YouTube, obviously. And I think that the passion that we have for it has overcome the fact that we're sitting in our bedrooms going, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. So I think that that's really definitely going to help. And then the thing about appropriateness that you wanted to talk about, I've actually had this conversation with Lucy, who you were saying that you would judge whether something is appropriate as whether or not you would say it in front of Lucy. And I agree because Lucy is like a wonderful person that's like bunny rabbits and love and. But at the same time, there's some things that, to me, it all depends upon context. Because there are even books that I've read that because even like Neil Gaiman books. There's a book that I'm reading right now. It's called American Gods, and I love it. And it's amazing. But there are moments that I'm like, I wouldn't want my mother to read this. At the same time, there's some sex scenes and there's some strong language, but it's never viewed in an appropriate light. And that's one of the reasons that, like, even with Repo, it's this horrible, horrible universe where people are just, there's just sex and drugs and swear words but it never wants you to do that. It never condones their lifestyle, if that makes sense. Because there are some things that are just tastelessly inappropriate, but then it's kind of odd to say that things can be tastefully inappropriate, but they can. Because things need to be addressed. That doesn't mean that it has to be really foul to get a point across. It just means that sometimes things need to be discussed. I had a Gothic literature class this last semester, and we read Dracula, and there is a lot of underlying sexuality in that book. And we had a day in class where he said, okay, next time this is going to be our main topic. We're going to talk about the underlying tension and sexuality of this book. So if you don't find that appropriate, I won't. It's not required to come, but it's going to be a fascinating discussion. And I came, I'm like, it is something that is in the world, and it's something that needs to be addressed. Whether or not you like it, whether or not you find it appropriate, it's there. And it was a fascinating class. It was one of the best classes I've ever been to. Because the people that were there wanted to be there, and not just because, they wanted to talk about sex. It was because they had something to say. And so, I really think that there's a way that we can talk about whatever we want. And I don't think it's about what we say, but how we say it, if that makes sense. So that's just my thought on that. And then, vampires. I love that you made that reference, by the way, because anything that refers to obscure musical theater I love makes me ridiculously happy. That and Doctor Who. So, I think we'll get along brilliantly with the internet. What about you? Like I said before, and like you said in your video, I think that if we don't make it about us, I mean, we make it about each other. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's about you, and for me, it's about the fact that I'm moving soon, and I want to do something with a friend that I love that I'm not going to be able to see in person all the time. So this makes up for it, you know. And I think that, like you said, if it's no longer about ourselves, and it's not, oh, I want to make YouTube videos. It's, oh, I want to make videos so that Sarah can see them, or that so Anita or Kylie or whoever we want can see them. I think that that's really the best way to go about it. I agree with you. I definitely think that, you know, if we are anything other than ourselves, then there's no point in making these. Because to me, that's the beauty of like watching people on YouTube and then like meeting them in person, because it's the same person. It's it feels like, well, it's a one-sided feeling, but it feels like meeting a friend, because it's like you know their personality already. So acting like somebody else is completely pointless, I think. So and the whole point of this channel is that I want to be able to talk to you and keep up with you. So I definitely agree with that. We'll just, you know, have to be tasteful. That's the best word I can think of. I'm way excited that we're actually starting this project because, as they say in musical theater land, there is no day but today. So, I love you very, very much, and I hope you like my first video, and I hope you return one soon.